Yeah.
What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. My lighting might be a little bit off, right? Because I'm in this room. I'm still down here in Orlando, but I had to give y'all some Church Crime Sunday, so I'm going to read this story to y'all real quick, right? I'm going to read it to y'all because honestly, getting ready for this weekend with my baby, I wanted to be better prepared a bit, let it roll off the tongue, but I want y'all to check this story out, right? So, this is how the headlines went. Long time Linden minister. Now, this in Jersey. Uh, Longtime Linden minister used oral sex in exorcism ritual, men claim. So, men were claiming that this dude was hitting them off with the oral, topping them off, saying that he was exorcising demons from them. A Presbyterian minister with deep ties to Union County stands accused of using oral sex and exorcism rituals on victims seeking his counseling. Now, let's go back to July 4th, 2019. Let me continue. A Presbyterian minister who said he was following the Bible used Native American exorcism rituals, gemstones, and even oral sex to extract evil spirits from men undergoing crisis in their lives, the church and men claim. So he finding dudes who going through something. Ain't no telling what kind of crisis these men going through. It could be spiritual. It could be sexual. It could be a lot of wars going on inside of them, emotionally, mentally. And this dude in a vulnerable state, as a minister, as somebody with a position of power, saying, come on in here. I got these gemstones, these Native American rituals in this mouth, and I'm gonna cure you of your problems, right? The so-called healing acts, which date back to 1999, so he was doing this at least 10 years. He was doing this at least a decade, topping dudes off and talking about he helping them get the demons out their body. So these so-called sex acts or so-called healing acts, which date to 1999, were allegedly performed by the Reverend Dr. William Weaver. What a tangle web we weave. He's a prominent Presbyterian minister who served as pastor at Linden Presbyterian Church for 39 years. One of two Presbyterian churches in Linden, a city with a population of over 40,000 people. He also held several public roles, including chaplain for a county police department. Whoa. Weaver, 69, so right now he'll be 72, so he was an old freak, an old freaky minister. So he had been, dang. Weaver, 69, was scheduled to face his three accusers during an internal church trial. But then on January 25th, 2019, one day before the trial was to begin, he renounced the jurisdiction of the Elizabeth Presbytery. He was accused by the church of multiple acts of idolatry and sexual misconduct. You don't say. The church charges have no hearing on the secular government's civil and criminal courts. No public charges have been filed against Weaver. Wow. The men said they did report the sexual encounters to authorities, but the Union County Prosecutor's Office said they could not confirm nor deny information regarding this matter. With his renouncement, Weaver gave up his ordination and membership in the Presbyterian Church, but also avoided a religious trial. He then moved to a gated retirement community in Lakewood. The trial was scheduled after the man alerted the Elizabeth Presbytery, which oversees 41 Presbyterian churches in Somerset, Hunterdon, Middlesex, and Union counties. The Presbytery determined through an investigating committee that there are probable grounds or cause to believe that an offense was committed by the accused. According to the official church charges, if Weaver was found at the religious trial to have violated church rules, the most punishable he would have faced would have been expulsion from the Presbyterian ministry. That's deep. In 2019, the Presbytery of Elizabeth received allegations of multiple instances of sexual misconduct perpetrated by William Weaver, who was a minister member. Let me go back. He was a minister member of the Presbytery of Elizabeth, a regional body of the Presbyterian Church, takes seriously any allegations of misconduct. Okay, this is a quote. So let me go back. In 2018, the Presbytery of Elizabeth received allegations of multiple instances of sexual misconduct perpetrated by William Weaver, who was a member of the Presbytery, which means he was a minister and a member, so he had dual capacity. They take it seriously, any allegation of misconduct, and that was a quote by Reverend Leslie Dobbs Alsop, interim leader of the Elizabeth Presbytery. Let me show you a picture of Buddy. That's Buddy. He looked like he holding in some freaky dark secrets. Look how stiff he is. And he got nothing to have his hand right over left like a lot of the good brothers do when they talking about standing on high and being about the right thing. Your right go over the left because you standing on high or in a higher vibrational way of thinking. So she said the Presbytery's response to these allegations was in accordance with its policy on sexual misconduct and the Book of Order, the Constitution of the Presbyterian Church in the United States. Mr. Weaver was placed on administrative leave while the investigating committee conducted interviews with multiple witnesses. And I'm sure a lot of them was accusers. Dobbs Alsop continued, the allegations were found to be credible. So they figured out like they ain't lying on this man, and disciplinary charges were filed, and an ecclesiastical disciplinary hearing date was set. She also said Weaver renounced the jurisdiction of the church. In doing so, he is no longer an ordained minister. Once Weaver renounced the jurisdiction, the charges became public, subject to the Presbytery sexual misconduct policy. So, they say he's like Jekyll and Hyde. Man, he had a lot going on. Let me see if I can get down to it, because this is a long article about this dude. And then he's saying he thought it was helping. Man, they got multiple accounts of people talking about this man and about his sexual. One of the dudes said, I was so confused and upset. I remember praying to God, please let me get this over with. Whoa. So he was getting domed by William Weaver. He was getting topped off and was praying at the same time. Now, let's go down. Come on, what is dude? So apparently, William Weaver, according to my brief investigation, didn't get any charges. Now, this article comes from mycentraljersey.com, a reporting platform, and the editor of the article is Nick Muscovich. And this was, December. It was updated December 11th, 2019. So this wasn't but a few years ago. It just goes to show, man, every time I start looking up some Church Crime Sundays and I'm trying to figure out exactly who we're going to cover and whatnot, I end up finding these individuals who, it wasn't too long ago, a lot of them are older dudes and ministers, or supposed to be ministers, right? But they taking their role and their cloth way above and beyond the call of duty. And you also not even doing what you're supposed to do. You're not even following your calling. You totally, I want to know. I want y'all to get in the comment section and let me know. Men who supposed to have a calling, or women, people that get called to the cloth, right? Or to do religious work for God and end up leaving or fleeing from that way of thinking and believing and turning the other way and going to the dark side. Do you believe that it should be a legal issue where they have to go to a court, or should it be a court that's a religious court, like they were just saying, a religious trial? Should that be a religious trial because they are under the jurisdiction of God once they take and get up in that calling, or should it be they have to go see an actual judge? Because I don't think bro should have got away. I mean, these are grown people. I didn't see nothing about nobody being a minor. So these are consenting adults, but they were vulnerable and they were in a position of, I need help. Y'all get in the comment section, man. If y'all find out more details about William Weaver, please let me know. Get with me. I'm gonna be back in Detroit, God willing, tomorrow. You know, another Church Crime Sunday. I love y'all, man. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, @ Retired from the Streets TV, and I'm out.